Welcome to Chapter 11 of Ikenai Kanojo no Otetsudai. And I said it correctly the first time this time. Tom, are you proud of me?
No, you didn't say it right, so I'm not proud of you. And, and, and,
What?
and maybe if you did, I wasn't listening, and I just assumed that you don't say it right. So that's my caveat. If you actually did say it right,
I did say it right, but just for the listeners at home, what does it sound like?
we'll never know.
Exactly, because Tom doesn't like to say Japanese out loud, even though
I'm
he's
I'm
fluent.
I'm shy, and I have a complex about it, and it's the autism, folks. Actually, I was kind of hoping that I think like usual, you normally say, "Tom, what chapter is this?" And I was gonna say chapter 10. Just kidding, because chapter 10 died in a magnet storm, and we
Uh,
lost our footage. So this is chapter 11.
so we should probably get it out of the way. I was traveling on an airplane. I was traveling on flight, whatever the Iranian flight was that got shot down.
Where everyone died? Yeah.
Everyone died except for me, but my laptop got lost with all the footage, so we lost chapter 10, but we're on chapter 11 now. We're going to file chapter 11 bankruptcy and just move on with our lives and go straight into the chapter. Chapter 10 will be the lost episode for the DVD commentary. It's corrupted. I lost half of my audio on the thing, and we all know you tune in to hear me, so we just couldn't release the episode as is.
That aside, those obvious lies aside about people listening for you, yeah, let's get into chapter 11, as you said. Yeah, and I don't know why, but this volume doesn't have any of like the cover pages for each chapter, where they're like in some kind of weird setting or like fashion or whatever.
I noticed that, and I don't know if that is a lazy thing or just a production thing where he's like, it's a lot of work to draw these like cover pages. That's not really worth it. I'm used to seeing some type of cover page with a manga, but I don't necessarily miss it. I know it's a lot of extra work and a lot of extra things to come up with. I know you struggle a lot with, you put a lot of high effort into coming up with end pages, so I'm sure the cover page is a lot of extra work for the manga.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the end pages that I do pale in comparison to like actual cover pages.
Do you know anything about the game of Uno in Japan? Is that an actual popular game, or did you scan?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, did you scanlate this? I'm assuming that you changed all of their weird Japanese cards into a game that we would understand called Uno. Is that correct?
No. See, actually, in the original, they were playing Uno, and I changed it to a more American version of Umo.
I did see that, and I was curious about what your thought process was there. What did she say, Umo, or like why did she say Umo? I don't get it. Is that racism?
No, I think they're just. I mean, I don't know what levels of irony you're on. So maybe my levels aren't as congruent with yours as I would hope. But I didn't edit any of it. They just say Umo. I assume it's to avoid copyrights.
Ah, okay, that makes a little sense. I kind of thought you were doing like a twist on something.
No. I mean, it's 100% unedited. I'm not gonna edit actual like card pictures and stuff. Like, nah.
I don't even know how you play Umo for money at this point. Is it like whoever wins gets the pot?
I guess so. But then how does a pot accumulate?
I'm assuming if he said double or nothing or something like that.
Could have been.
That's about what, $100 in Norwegian
It's
kroners?
like $10. No, it's like
okay.
US dollars.
I thought you
That's
always
nothing.
take a zero off, but I guess you take 2 zeros off. I guess the exchange rates are
yeah.
not what they used to be.
So I think it's the Chinese yuan or whatever it's called. That's where it's 10 off.
Well, that's what the Duang scans use, but I'm thinking of Norway scans, who always does the kronar.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think actually kronar is around the same exchange rate as dollar to yen. So I think it's around 100 to 1.
We've been living in Japan for so long that I just don't really have a grasp on what the USD is at this point.
Yeah, an excellent action panel. And I'm questioning this page and the next page. So she pushes him out of the way.
What a good girlfriend, right? Like, she's like...
Oh, I get it now. She tries to push him out of the way, but she can't. Look, her arm is going through him. Actually, both arms are going through him. That's why, because my complaint that I was about to raise was he still gets hit by the ball. Like, how does that happen? Does she actually push him into the ball? But now I'm seeing the hands. See, I should really look at the pictures more in depth before I open my mouth.
Traditionally, I only look at the pictures, but I didn't catch that either. I thought she pushed him into the ball accidentally. Like when Kazuma tried to save that girl in front of the tractor, but didn't do it correctly and died himself of a heart attack. I thought this was a similar case.
And I mean, it would fit her character to be like clumsy and useless and try to help, but then make things worse. So really, I mean, that interpretation I think is equally valid, even though the picture will indicate otherwise.
And here we see Yosuke dead.
Rest in peace. Or is he? I like here these there are like 2 or 3 panels in this chapter where they do this. They show Yohei's reaction and then Rinko's like same face behind him, like just to remind us that it's her doing it.
Yes, because if you hadn't gathered, she has now possessed his body. She pushed his spirit out and has assumed direct control of his personage.
It's a classic Freaky Friday situation. All right, this one, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of awkward phrasing in this third panel here, especially that first bubble. It's like, what, you think you can hit your way out? Like what happened to me? I was running out of space. So I feel like I couldn't really come up with a succinct sentence. I wanted to get too wordy to make it sound like something that's sensical. It makes sense, but I feel like it's kind of awkward. Like I don't know that anybody would actually say a sentence like that.
Well, I mean, we get the gist that
the
she's
point
trying
gets
to
across.
knock her head. Yeah. All right, so they call our detective over here, and he's gonna come up with some idea to get him out of the body.
Yeah, I forgot his name already, but whatever.
I did too. Yeah, that's why I said the detective.
It's Reagan from Mob.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of that. You're into some weird stuff, kid line. That's kind of an ad lib, kind of not. I think he just says something like, "What the heck were you doing?" But I'm really proud of that line.
What I wouldn't give to have some ghost girl inside my body. Am I right, you guys? Like and subscribe.
I don't think so. No. I thought about jokes like that, but then really, no. I don't think any of them land. And speaking of not landing, I noticed a typo on this. This is like the second or third chapter in a row that I've seen a typo, and when we're recording,
nobody notices.
I know it says in this last bubble, eventually the body with reject the spirit and spit it out, not will reject the spirit. It's just it's embarrassing, dude.
Nobody would know if he didn't bring it up.
That's why BG4U needs a quality checker. Apply now. But
like and subscribe, comment if you want to be a quality checker. If you want to work for free, long hours, no pay.
Yes.
So I do like this middle panel here where we've got Rinko's eyes on Yosuke's body.
Yeah, I love that face.
Ghost after effect. Yeah, that's really good.
And then I like in the bottom too how he's like, once he realizes that she's going to be living his life basically for the day, he's like ready to destroy his whole body and basically kill himself is what it would amount to.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like, keep trying. And here we go where everybody's noticing some type of weird glee, like weird perverted glee.
Well, that and he's beat up.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like he's, I don't know, got bullied basically, like the teacher points out.
And here we get the deepest lore. We get to see his last name is Terada.
Well, we knew that from like chapter 1.
Yeah, but I don't read the words.
Then how'd you know this time, huh? Checkmate, atheists.
Exactly. Yeah. I like it. It's like I can't control my body well. like he's going through puberty or something. He's like, I can't control it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to exactly handle that line, so I went pretty literal with it.
It's good. I like it. And they're like, dude, you need to go to the nurse's office. Like you're tweaking out.
So kind of the challenging part with that was that there wasn't like a pronoun or whatever, obviously. So it was like, should it be this body or my body? I ended up going with my because
that's good. I like it. I like
it still sounds weird, but it sounds a lot less weird to say I can't control this body well, because that's kind of like explicitly saying that I'm not Yohei, I'm somebody else possessing him.
Oh, those crazy Japanese and their pronouns.
Yep.
I do like the ghost effect because you can see Umchiki is like slightly psychic. He can sense these presences, and he knows there's a looming death spirit. Exactly. And of course, he is the quintessential fall guy in this manga. He's been beat up, he's been stabbed in the throat by his cucked GF and everything like that. And so he's just like, no, I'm out of this chapter, and he just bails out the window.
Literally the fall guy. And I love how like this is something like in a gag manga where they would just do that and then just jump to the next scene. But in here, it's like real. Like the students are actually commenting. It's like, did he just kill himself basically? Did he just commit suicide? He jumped from the 3rd floor. Like, it probably never comes up again, but I like the kind of commitment to the bit just a little bit.
Exactly. It's great. It toes a really fine line between like being too slapstick and like comedy, and then also being like, hey, wait a minute, what did he just do? And then here we come back to Mouth Girl, who's doing gym, and then we see Yosuke just completely feminine. I feel like the mangaka drew, obviously he drew the eyes, but he also drew like extra blushes and eyebrows and like all sorts of feminine movements.
I don't know about the eyebrows, but the movements and the blushing does make sense because that's kind of how like Rinko would be, operating basically.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever heard? I don't know how real this is, but people with like split personalities will change physically, like their face will like contort, like when they're inhabiting a different personality.
I've heard that, but I've only heard that through manga, so I don't know how real that
is. So it's 100% real.
Exactly. All right, so we have a JoJo character here performing his stand.
Well, I made a different comparison that we'll get to later, but I have to admit, there's a lot of like anime and manga based on schools, right? But I somehow, I guess maybe don't watch them enough or whatever. But I had a real hard time with second to the last bubble where he says you've been held back 3 times. Like the word for held back was one that I had never seen. Maybe I'm just retarded when it comes to looking up, but I had a hard time finding the actual definition of it. And I'm still not 100% certain that it means held back, but we'll say it does or did
I think it's
or
fine.
is.
Yeah.
He looks like he's been held back. He's old, he's big.
It looks like he's 30, like just rolling through a class with high schoolers.
He's a gym teacher, basically. And here we've got the classic name drop. Speaking of Mob Psycho, the Body Improvement Club. If I were in a vacuum, I probably would have called it like, I don't know, the fitness club or like workout club. But Body Improvement Club has become such a known term now in the manga weeaboo industry that I had to go with it.
Very true. I commend you for your choices.
Well, do you commend me for this one, though? This last bubble here, second to last. It's Nokin-san's super throw of misreading the situation. I struggled with that one a lot.
Dude, it's hard to do.
Does it make sense? Like, what does it mean to you, that sentence?
I don't know what it means to me, but it does feel very manga Japanese-esque. So I know what it was supposed to be. I know what it feels like. It feels very manga. I think you did an okay job.
Well, I mean, like in terms of meaning, kind of the idea I was trying to convey was that like he's doing the super throw that he only does in situations where he misreads the situation to the point where he thinks like, oh, my opponent wants to accept this throw or whatever. Like he thinks Yohei is a fledgling Body Improvement Club member, and he's like, I'm gonna show you the beauty of muscles and all that. Like, but in reality, Yohei's like, I'm just a dude. I don't want to do this.
I think for the casual manga reader, you'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
And I think for the highest IQ of the passenger listeners here, they will get the full context and really appreciate what you were trying to do there. And so the highest IQ will be listening to this, recording.
Yeah.
The smartest will be, and they will get the full context and gain a deeper understanding of the manga and the intricacies of Japanese.
Without a doubt.
And then boom, right to the face. He has been destroyed, but he wants to feel more. I want to feel more with this body. And it's like, you mean like feeling my muscles?
Yeah, that's good. Because that's another line where after I had kind of committed it and shipped it, for lack of a better word, I thought, that could be interpreted like you mean like how I want to feel my muscles more or something. But I'm glad that you understood. It's like, do you want to feel my muscles?
Yeah. Oh, that's how I read it. Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
Like, I think also the gasp adds to that in his expression.
I think so.
Like, you want to feel me? Like,
yeah. And then this is probably like a pretty Japanesey line. I'll answer your feelings or something like that, where it's like slightly off in actual English, but you know what it means.
My muscles are moving on their own.
Yeah, that's not exactly right, but close enough.
This is truly what it feels like to be alive. And so Rinko's enjoying this feeling. Like, he's like, I can only imagine Body Improvement Man JoJo is completely like, wow, you really embrace the humanity aspect of building your muscles. You're so admirable.
I mean, really, if anything, he could be like put off because he's like, wow, Yohei is so much more enlightened than I am. That's what I would think. And then he just like apologizes. He breaks down apologizing, like, and maybe that's why. I'm not completely sure why. Maybe he regrets the beatdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's like,
this is
I had no idea you were like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm sure rumors will be spreading after this incident.
And of course, the original Spirit Man is like, I can't believe you've done this with my body. I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, she did her best, though. Not really, but that's what she claims. And for the final page, this is like foreshadowing. This is, I think, the first two-parter chapter in this manga. So that'll be kind of neat. I didn't have anything else to say. That's not really something to say, but maybe just gotta...
Well, we're teasing for the future chapters, so you have to you have to like and subscribe and follow us very closely on all social media profiles to get the latest up to date.
Yeah, what's going to happen what's going to happen when Rinko clashes with Yohei's family? Who knows? Find out next week. Now that's a cliffhanger. Wow. I am pumped.
And then we've got the end splash page here, and then we have the classic Big Guy for You Scanlation's end page.
Oh, I was so inspired. This guy reminded me. I don't think you're aware of Hunter x Hunter, but for the people listening, who I'm sure are, this Nokeen reminded me so much of Razor from the Greed Island arc. And of course, when you think of that Razor fight, that dodgeball game, you have to think of this panel here where they're doing like that JoJo Let's Go pose. It's like some gay like man train.
I don't even see what the middle guy is doing. Is the middle guy's like facing backwards?
Yeah. So he's
like
bracing
into the crotch.
He's bracing against the guy in the front going, and he's like, so they're all three getting ready to receive a really powerful serve by a guy who kind of looks like Nokeen. And this is like their stance to where it takes like three of their bodies basically to catch the ball and stop it. And some magic powers too. Like the clown guy in the back, he has the power of rubber and gum. So he like catches the ball with his gum and like shoots it back or whatever. I don't know. It's funny. It's just such a dumb pose. Fruit. Yeah. I love hate this pose. I don't know. I'm glad I got to incorporate it.
I like it. I think it's good. And on that note, we'll head over to the comments.
Oh, 21, baby. Up to 9K. That's good. We're getting back to the double digits or 5 digits.
Yeah. I think that's just because Manga Dex and slowly they're coming up. And then I did hear that they got back their org title. Yeah, so I'm on the org right now. So they did get back their domain. So that's probably
cool.
Why
I'm on
good.
Yeah, that's probably why. I'm on CC. Just because it's my most recent link that I had.
Sisyphus says, RIP reputation. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm sure that... Oh,
hope it's not ours.
Yosuke's. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
it's Yosuke's reputation. Sense. Yeah. Timberlane, frequent commenter, says, a few things I want to point out in this chapter. He gets a +4, yet still says Uno, and that's not how that works.
Whoa, that's a really good point. Yeah, he gets to draw 4, so he should be drawing 4. Unless... Maybe we're to assume that this is like a few turns in between the panels, but I doubt that. That's a really good point. He's cheating.
Yeah. He also gets a
freaking cheater.
His friend essentially commits suicide on the spot, and she doesn't tell Yohei about this. Make of that what you will. So
there's a lot of stuff that she didn't tell Yohei about, actually.
Yeah, especially like the blowing other dudes in the bathroom. Like she didn't even include that I saw in the Dojin.
Yeah, I somehow didn't know to include that either in this chapter.
It was a Ikenai Kanojo no Otetsudai / Astolfo crossover.
Oh, excellent. Yes, of course.
Yeah. Arlo says, I love that it's so obviously Yohei possessed by Rinko. It's his face, his body, but with her very distinctive gestures and expressions. Yes, that's true. You can see the hip poses and like the expression, the eyelashes, the blushes. Yeah. Bo Harine says, great chapter. Freshly Picked says, what's the manga at the end with the perfect dodgeball formation? So I believe we talked about that. That's Hunter x Hunter.
That's obviously Ghost Girl, the manga.
Abu Harjar says, I can't believe Umchiki is effing dead. I know.
I don't think he is. Like, I feel like I'd remember
gone.
if he doesn't appear again. I'm pretty sure he's alive.
He's gone. This is the
Whoa.
end, Tom. This is
he joins the ghost harem in the next chapter. Don't worry.
Base. Yeah. He comes back as a trap ghost.
Oh, that's a girl ghost. He was a girl the whole time.
He was a reverse trap. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Random fan guy says, I'll never get enough of this idiotic ghost girl. Yes, I agree. BT Howe says, freshly picked. It's Hunter x Hunter. So he already answered that question 3 days before we did. Starburst98 says, it's 3-player. Bottom right of the panel has the third set of cards. So that kid drew 4.
Whoa, that can't be right.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Shoot. Says, I'm looking at the picture. She's right. Who's the third kid? Who's the third kid? He doesn't have 2 friends.
Versub says, dang, I thought that guy kind of resembled Razor too. So you're right, based. Tom. Yourself says, Bungee gum has properties of both rubber and gum.
All these based Hunter x Hunter chads in here.
I know. I'm not going to try and pronounce this guy's name, but it's like ZDark BRZ 816. Totally reminded me of Hunter x Hunter LOL. So you're redeemed. Radic Stylic says the only true body improvement club is Mob Psycho 100. And we talked about that. Yes, I agree. Clarkson Hector says, bruh, that jump. I was on the floor for 10 whole minutes because of that. Yep. Well, he was on floor 10 and fell to his death. Nameless Soldier says, honestly, I jumped too. That's effing terrifying. Momunism, so that's kind of like mom communism, says, this S is painfully unfunny. Hey, I don't know about that. It's like a bad Looney Tunes knockoff with even less meaningful plot. The gym scene could have been legitimately straight out of Lele Pond's Vine. Well,
this guy's cringe, dude. First of all, he's got like mommy communism as his name. All right, dude. And he's talking about Looney Tunes. No, this is good stuff, man. Get out of here. Who's Lele Pons?
Well, that's a YouTuber. Mochi, who has an aptly avatared picture, says, yeah, I'm still recovering too from that 10-story jump. The Pointless Ghost, who has the best avatar in the thread, says, oh, how the tables have turned. Yes, I agree. EXXP says, haha. Rolu says, okay, cool premise of a manga, but is there supposedly to be comedy? Because it didn't show a sliver of my front teeth.
Hey, listen right here, Rolu. We don't take kindly to dissenters around here, all right? You're going to have to get out of my comment section before I kill you.
And to final up, we have Pajama Wolfie, who says, Umchiki was so afraid of ghosts that he decided to become one. Also, Rinko saw Your Name, right? Just got to wait for comment. So there we go.
That's true. I guess I don't want to say spoilers, but that does make sense.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's kind of a hint for what's coming up. And what's coming up next?
No, it's a hint from the movie.
Well, don't spoil them.
Name.
We didn't have to say that. They could have assumed like what the ending was going to be. Because
look, it's spoilers for the manga too. If you've read Your Name, this turns into a 1-for-1 beat by beat recreation of Your Name in the next chapter. Spoilers.
Look, if you guys want all the cutting edge spoilers, you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel and give us dopamine by liking and subscribing and commenting. So if you like all that, share it with your friends. And thank you for watching this episode of Chapter 11 of Ikenai Kanojo no Otetsudai. Look at that. That is the perfect pronunciation of that.
Honestly, I wasn't listening either.
Dude, it was so good. You don't even listen to what I say. I'm like white noise to you at this point.
What?
Exactly. All right. We're crashing this plane. No survivors. Good night.
Yep. See ya. Like, I heard it subconsciously, and I think you got it. Get good.